This is a reminder of the initial lash up where I had the ESCs hanging off the outside and through inside. So what I did, I soldered extension wires onto the wires from the ESCs on the flight control board and extension wires coming from the motors. I used old Cat5 cable from Network Cables. The idea is I thought I'd be able to tuck things underneath the flight control board inside the cavity. So after I'd soldered everything, I used this stuff, liquid electrical tape, which I find is much easier to work with than tiny shrink wrap. And although the camera insists on focusing on the text behind, this gives you an idea. You can put as many coats on as you like. Stuff dries to really good insulation. So, well, that's a bit messy. It's my preferred way of insulating tiny wires. Particularly after a bad install where I managed to put two wires together on an original Bugs3-6 and fuse the ESC board. So this is what it looks like. One of the ESCs I decided I could just tuck under without extending the wires. The other three I've got great extension wires on. I'm not sure if having different length wires is a bad thing in terms of flight, but I guess I'll find out. So there it is, all ready to tuck away for a reasonably neat build. I've used cable ties on the arms to hold the wires around the motors down, and this is the first test to see if it's going to boot, which was successful, because I'm never quite sure when I do this sort of thing. So just picking up for another look, that's the way I've got the wires tied away underneath. I've got some legs coming, but I couldn't wait. Also, I've put the, what have I done? I've put the camera protector on the front of the frame as well. I bought one of those. So it's showing how it all tucks away neatly under the cover when it's all assembled. I've soldered an XT60 onto the board in place of the XT30 that they generally come with, and on the front I've put a camera that came free with the EX2 Mini. It's fairly limited range. I've got the antenna hanging down below to see if I can extend it. It's not a bad camera, but it's only 25 milliwatts, but it'll do for the test flight. So that's all we have, and that's just a quick look at the complete build with the cover back on, which I find aesthetically more pleasing. So that's a reminder of what the original Bugs3-6 flight control board and big ESC board looked like. This is what it looks like with a single Bugs3 FCB with the individual ESCs. So if this works, it could be quite a good platform. So I took it out to the field. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I did a test flight without a camera hanging underneath it. And then I thought, right, that's looking okay. So I attached the camera underneath it, the foam holder for the HD camera, and got ready to fire it up. I'm just turning on the Vifly Beacon there, so if it crashes I'll get a loud beeping. And away we went. Got a little closely observer on takeoff, I'm told. So it's looking good. Up in the air and away it went. So the next thing to show you is the takeoff from the HD camera point of view and flight. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a very short flight. The battery is one of a pair I'm using. They're good batteries, but one of these fell off a Bugs3 at the beach, and some kids found it and were washing it in the rock pool before I got it back. So after a while I noticed I was getting corrosion on the contacts, and then occasionally I plug it in and nothing would happen. So I changed it over to an XT60, thinking maybe it was just the Dean's connector that was faulty, but found out that no, the battery itself just doesn't last very long. So that was disappointing. But of course at this stage I'm thinking, gee, is it something to do with the build or is it the battery? So I just didn't know. So down it came, it just got more and more flaccid until eventually it dropped. So the next day I took the other battery, made up a little adapter so it would go from the Dean's connector to the XT60, and took it out to another nearby oval, just with the recording to the Aomway goggles from the EX2 Mini's camera, and I was very happy with the performance. I think I flew for about 6 minutes, which is about right, and There's quite a bit of wind. It's unpleasant really, hot, windy, but I was keen just to get out there and fly it to get rid of the nagging doubt that maybe there's something wrong with the way it was built. So I'll now need to get used to it, fly it a bit more and make up my mind as to whether this is worth doing or not. But it's been fun little build and not too difficult. So one of the attractions is a sturdier frame than the Bugs 3. I've got a few with splits on with Lite to stop cracks running, and I'm hoping I'll get a better result with this as long as it flies well.